Y'all hoes gotta stop with this T-app shit, bro. It's not finna be good for y'all. Ho posted me talking about I'm abusive. So, ho, if you know I'm abusive, why would you post me like I won't go cross your shit? Y'all hoes don't use y'all brain sometime, and that it bothers me.
Okay, what is up, guys? I'm filming a commentary video. I'm gonna be talking about the controversy that's surrounding the T-app right now. Everyone is talking about it. There's just a lot to talk about in this video. So if you're new, subscribe, like this video, comment, check out my other videos if you haven't already. Check out my podcast, Pretty Open-Minded, on Spotify, and it's available on YouTube. And my socials, everything's linked down below. And yeah, turn on your post notifications if you haven't already. I try to post once a week. That's the goal. Okay, so if you aren't familiar with the T-app, it has been quietly around since 2023. It's basically an app where you can post anonymously about the men that you're dating or men that you previously dated that are dangerous, such as, like, you know, people that have charges, or like people that haven't had charges but they do have like DV or SA allegations. There's also been people posting if they like kids on there but hasn't been charged for it yet, so there's also that. So basically just a bunch of dangerous people. There's also a side where people post just, you know, do you know any tea about him?
Look at this. Oh, perfect. Oh my god, isn't it great? Chris, I know, it's my dream. I have goosebumps everywhere.
A man named Sean Cook made the app in 2023 because he saw his mom struggle with dating, and he thought that making an app like this would help her process. It's supposed to be a safety app for women, and the content being posted on there isn't supposed to be posted anywhere else. But people have already posted screenshots of what has been posted on there. They also run background checks, identify catfish, and see if they are PDF, which I did say. There's even like a part where you can look up who's a PDF in your area, and you can just look up the list of people on there. There's even women on there that are PDF and do have charges. These are a bunch of people that do have charges for diddling with children. I said before, you're gonna be hearing him a lot. I apologize, I don't know what's up with him. He's just talking. Like I said before, people have been posting who's been posted on there, and what they do is that they take a picture or a video recording from a different device, since you can't take screenshots on there, and they send it to the people that are being posted on there, or they just talk about it. So yeah, so it's supposed to be for safety reasons. Don't post who's being posted on there, but it's become such a messy thing. People are making it a very insufferable app because there's people like that, women like that like to be pick-me's. I've already talked about it on my TikTok because I've been really annoyed with the rise of women that are going on TikTok live just to post who's being posted, losing the purpose of being safe, like a safety app, and it's just becoming like a very messy app. Yeah, on the men's side of TikTok, they are all pretty baffled and upset over the app because they felt like it was an invasion of privacy, gave false accusations, unfair judgments, and a way to hinder their dating experiences. Because of that, the app ended up getting hacked, and allegedly people were thinking that 4chan was the reason for the hacking and the data breach. There was some claims, but there wasn't like a real clear indication on who leaked a bunch of pictures of all the users from back in 2023. The images that people were using to get verified on there, they're not all the users. They're just talking about the users that's been on there since 2023. That's the ones that were leaked. I believe it was 70. Yeah, they ended up leaking 70,000 users from 2023, and their driver's license and their verification photos.
The T-app just got hacked. They just put hundreds of thousands of y'all ID pictures and selfie pics in a bucket. They got access to all y'all info. But wait. There's more. This who was using the app On my mama, I'm opening up a line of credit in every one of y'all names. I'm putting up the bread so I could get to the bucket. Cause this who been talking crazy? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Sight now, of course it's a way. The T-app was a test. A test that a bunch of y'all failed gloriously. You gave it your ID pic, you gave it a current selfie of yourself, and you even told it what city you located in. You know what I could do with those 3 things alone if I had nefarious intentions? Also, this how I know it was a test. This post says that the app was at #1 in the App Store. Oh, it's not. It's 19. Y'all really fell for the biggest okie doke, and it's so crazy because it's so avoidable. And it's not gonna stop here, by the way. I don't even think this app about to make it out this summer, let alone into next year. But fellas, again, this who on this app?
So when that happened, a lot of women were like freaking out because they were like, oh my god, like my verification photo was so ugly, I don't want it to be on, like plastered all over the internet, this and the third. And believe me, I was nervous a little bit too, because obviously like I have the app too, but then I was reading into it and people were misreading it and they're thinking that everyone was getting their shit leaked, but it was just the people from 2023. So their driver's license were leaked. So that's basically like doxing them. For the person that did hack them, bad for the women that did have their shit leaked because of really weird people like that. Before I go any further, the T-app did issue a statement, and it's a long read, but I think it's really worth reading because they were worried about a lot of people spreading misinformation, because even with that guy that posted on TikTok, he said 100,000 were leaked, but in reality it was 72,000 people that had their stuff leaked. So yeah, because if someone didn't post about it, I honestly don't even know how it became like a viral thing in the last week. I don't know who started talking about it, but if it wasn't talked about, then we wouldn't be in this situation now. It's gotten so messy and so annoying in the last few week or two. Side of TikTok where people are like, I'm not gonna go on TIA because it's like it has like a huge data breach problem, which valid, but also a lot of things have data breach problems. Like my school had a huge data breach like I think a year ago, and it was really annoying because it was one day where I was trying to get into my school email or something like that, like my school website, and I think I was trying to look up a grade or something, and then all of a sudden like it kept saying, oh, like you put in the wrong password. I started having like a lot of anxiety because I was like, I did it like 5 or 6 times and I'm like, what's going on, what is happening? So I came to school the next day and they were like, oh yeah, there was a data breach and that's why you weren't able to go into your account, and everyone had to change their passwords because like, you know, when it comes to like school and like FAFSA, like it says a lot of personal information on there. So I'm just like, why the frick would someone want to like leak that or whatever? Because like for what? Like if you're not paying off the student loans, why do we care? I think that my school would have it, but it did happen last year, and you do have to like change your, they do tell you to change your password like every few months. Like they'll be like, oh, this is expired, and I have to think of another thing. Not that it really helps anything because of that issue, but I think Wells Fargo had a data breach once. The Ring camera app had a data breach. There's a lot. There's honestly a lot, but y'all are just worried about one app in particular. All the other shit people use on a daily basis. So I'm just like, I don't understand why y'all are like shitting on that when anything, possibly anything, is at risk for a data breach. Everyone was worried about TikTok being a data breach, but honestly, like anything really is a risk for a data breach. So you really just have to be careful about what you post on there and shit like that, because sometimes people make it really obvious, and some people even put their Instagrams in there. And so if a dude is like, why am I being posted on there, and then they try to find a way to get on there, which I don't know how, but I'm sure they have connections, they can literally look up the person that's talking about them on their Instagram through the comment section and be like, why are you talking about me on the T app? It can get really, really messy really fast. Whenever people are posting like TikTok live, like who's on there, I feel like it makes women unsafe. Like it could put women in an unsafe position because of that. Because also I forgot to mention that people post dudes that are spreading STDs. That's also another reason why they post on there. So those are all very valid things. Luckily, thank the Lord, I haven't seen anyone that I've previously talked to on that app. I will tell you that being on the app is gonna make you want to be single. Like, I'm being dead ass. Like, just reading it every single day. I recently got accepted like a week ago, and when I tell you my jaw dropped the first time I like opened the app myself, I was like, wow, what? Like, what? I was disgusted. I was hurt for these women. I was just like, this can't be real. You know what I mean? This can't be real. And I've seen some pretty messy things on there. Like, the other day there was a girl that was like, if you keep posting my man on the T app, I'm gonna go fly out to this city and beat one of y'all hoes ass. So it got like 50 plus red flags and 100 comments, bro, because this girl was like fighting her life in the comments, saying that there's women on there posting him. I don't know if they knew he was in a relationship. She was like, she hasn't been in that city for a year, so I don't know how he would have hoes, like how he'd be talking to hoes from that area code if he doesn't live there anymore. And she was giving like real bird brain behavior, like, oh, my man would never cheat on me. Like, she was really like defending him in all the comments, and then after a while she just kind of stopped. But she was like threatening to like beat people up. She's like, what side are you on? I'm gonna be on the west. Like, there was one girl that was like, all right, do you want that? Like, do you need that? And then she was like, yeah, I do need that. I think she's just saying shit just to say shit, just to be like, yeah, this guy is mine. Kind of desperate when you do shit like that, because to come on the app and be like, don't ever post my man, is kind of crazy. Because there was even another person that was like, just to let y'all know, this man is married. And I think it was his wife that was, it was so obvious that it was possibly his wife on there being like, don't touch him, he better not have anything on him because he is married. And then someone in the comment was like, he's all yours. Like, obviously, like, there's nothing to be fighting over. Even with that guy that I was talking about previously, there was nothing to be fighting over. But people were like arguing mostly with the girl that posted it, because it gave like desperate and just like, well, you're acting like he's not gonna be cheating on you. Because to be fair, like, when you get into a relationship, that is a risk. That is a risk, and a lot of men have wandering eyes nowadays, so they're just like willing to like sleep with anyone. When I look at her, she just looks like a regular person. It wasn't something to be like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, she just looked like an average woman, you know. But for her to act like that is so like classless and weird. She looked too grown to be acting like that. Like, she should have known that was weird to post, because like, what? And then she would be arguing with people in the comments like, oh, he eats me out every weekend, every day, this and the third. Like, basically to be like, yeah, like, he's with me he knows where home is, that type shit, you know. And I'm just like, this is like really embarrassing. And I didn't say it because I'm just like, I'm just gonna let her fight for her life. If she feels like this is very justified, if she feels like this is worth it, then like let her. But like, for her to just comment after every comment is crazy. Like, she really think that she ate that. And I was kind of really irritated, because I'm just like, girl, no one's exempt, honestly. Like, every person that was posted in that app that's in my city has either had STDs, has a bunch of bodies, they're serial cheaters, or they're huge abusers. Like, there's no in between. If I were to choose what I saw the most, I would say STDs and cheaters. Those go hand in hand. So I would be like, why is he posted on there in the first place, and ask him why and who this person is, instead of like blaming the woman, you know? I don't really know like the full story, but it just seemed like I don't know. I don't know. I would be asking the girl. If she like posted like her info, I'd be like, how do you know this girl? You know, not like, I don't know. Like, I hate people that like get mad at the girl instead of the man when they're cheating, when their husband or their boyfriend is cheating, because it just makes you look weird. Like, then it starts becoming like this weird like rivalry with women, and they're like, oh my god, like, ew, I hate females, this is why I can't date females. I don't say females, but like that's where it goes. Like, it's a bunch of like weirdos like Huda that does that, you know. But men had made like another version of the app because they wanted to retaliate because they were like in their feelings. And so I think it was called Matcha or Tea for Her. Like, there's a bunch of them that they keep making, but I never looked it up before. But there's like a bunch of them that they would make, and then they'll be like, oh, I had a data breach. And I'm like, okay, so did you stop using the one that had a data breach, or did you just keep making more? Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Everybody want to be a girl. Who gonna be the boys? I keep saying that.
So a few men have been coming on TikTok saying their side of the story when they get posted on the T app. I haven't seen a lot, but I've seen quite a few of men that would come on TikTok and was like, yeah, I was posted on the TikTok T app, and they felt like they were given like false claims, and they felt like people were giving him red flags for clout. Scratch that. So he was accused for exploiting teaching young men to exploit women on the internet. And so basically he came on here to debunk everything that was said, and he was saying that he tries to uplift young men and not do any of the messy stuff. And granted, I didn't look through his page to confirm or deny it, because I never even watched his videos, never seen it until that T-app video came out. And then I was like, okay, interesting, you know. So he came on there, he looked really upset about it, honestly, but I do feel bad for the ones that are getting like falsely accused, because I'm just like, well, maybe you should do something about that. But the ones that actually have proof and actually do have real allegations, those are the ones that are also getting mad, like, oh, I didn't do anything, you're ruining my dating experience. Like, those are the ones that you should be really worried about, because they keep coming on there and just being like, I didn't do anything. Like, you guys look guilty. Some of y'all look really, really guilty.
Alright chat, so I know I said I wasn't going to even let this get under my skin and I wasn't going to address it, but with the state of my talking situations and how my current situations are going right now, I feel like I definitely have to say something. So let's speak about these T-app allegations, okay? So I have 35 red flags and 1 green flag. Shout out to that person who left me a green flag. I truly think I am a great person. Every single individual who left me red flag is simply hopping on the trend hate or speaking on something that isn't true. I am now getting bashed for teaching young men how to exploit women on the internet, and that is not true at all. I genuinely just like to help young men, but that shouldn't reflect on who I am as a person. I truly feel like I'm being gaslit. I even had to look in the mirror and question myself. Like, damn, am I really a bad person? The girls are commenting about my 18+ content and how I do content with other girls. Yes, I am a professional actor sometimes. That's how I provide for myself. Every single female pretty much thinks that I am disgusting and I'm intolerable. And I want to clear this up before I go back home, because when I do go back home, I plan on cracking a lot of females.
I think I found like 2 more videos of men coming out and saying their side of the story, and it's just exhausting. It's generally very exhausting. It's already very exhausting to date because everyone is so like toxic and stuck on their exes and just very horrible, incompetent people. And it's just like really annoying, because like there's a lot of men that expect like princess treatment now. Like, a lot of things have changed for some reason in the dating era, when it used to not even always be like this. But with social media, I feel like sometimes it makes it worse. I can't ever tell. Like, there's some where I do question, where I'm like, are you just saying these things because you don't want anyone fucking with them, or is this like genuine? Because some of them I do generally question. I don't always question all of them, but there's some of them where I do generally question, like, girl, what is this? You know what I mean? But they show me, like, I keep changing the age on there from 21 to like 30 something, but they keep showing me 18 to like 70. There was even like someone's grandpa on there, and I was just like, and they're saying that he had like, he was super toxic. There was like a 59-year-old that still lived with his mom and was super crazy and unhinged, and I'm just like, this is so crazy. Like, he looked like he just got off a bender. Like, when she showed the picture, I was like, yeah, he looks like he's definitely on one. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Like, it's super duper obvious too, and it's actually quite literally embarrassing. But I can't say that, because some people will get genuinely upset about it. Like, some people will really like sit up there and genuinely like defend these men that they don't really know with their life. I saw one that was like, my friend's boyfriend was going overseas, like he was about to get deployed or something, and he wasn't talking to her. Like, he was like actively avoiding her, and I would let that go. Like, there's some that I'm just like, you just answered your own question. Why are you coming on the internet and asking us the question? You should know the question. If you're coming online and you're like, I'm here for my homegirl, she's saying that her boyfriend is not talking to her because he's getting deployed, the answer is right there. He doesn't want to talk. He's probably talking to someone else. There's always, here's the thing, they always say that they're always cheating overseas. They're always saying that. And as someone that had a father that was in the military, the Navy branch, yeah, but the thing is, like, I wouldn't blame it on, okay, I remember my ex being like, oh, like, because I remember saying like, oh, a lot of people in the military do cheat, and just seeing my parents' relationship my whole life, I was like kind of traumatized, you know, because like I grew up hearing about him cheating. And I also, when I was like 11 years old, maybe even younger than that, I think I was a little bit younger, I was at my grandma's house. We were all at our grandma's house, and my grandma's computer was open because he liked using it, and all I could see is a bunch of messages between him and this girl that he was obsessing over, this like Puerto Rican girl. I don't know if she was from high school or something, but he was actively talking to her, and I think I told my mom, because I was just like I'm not gonna lie, like, I know what I saw, and I saw her picture, and I think it was from Facebook. So I think he went downstairs or something, and that's what made me look, because I was still in this is in my grandparents' room that he was actively cheating on my mom on. Like, bro, that shit is traumatizing to see as a child. But my ex told me once, like, it's not the people in the military, like, you blame the people's character, not the job itself, is what he told me. And I do try to go that route, because like, I think it, like, when they're like actually like a genuine person that happened to be in the military and they hear that, like, I do feel bad, because I'm just like, well, it's just because people are like speculating, or they've been hurt by someone that was in the military that was cheating on them. There's just a lot of things to consider. And on top of that, being in military relationships are so, like, they're so freaking lonely. It's not even like he was ever deployed when we were dating, but it just seemed very lonely. And I think because he had like the worst communication skills, but like it just wasn't like fun. And I could already imagine like how, like, I'd never been with someone that was deployed, but the reason why he broke it off with me was because he was getting deployed, and whatever. But anyways, yeah. So I just would honestly look at them as them as a character, especially if it's like a reoccurring thing, I would look at them crazy and be like, okay, like why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep getting in relationships just to cheat on your partner? Like that's something that I didn't get when I would see it. I would never understand it, you know? But it happens a lot. Like there's a lot of weird things that happen on base, and it's so messy too. Like if you grew up like in a military family like I did, the shit gets messy. It gets messy and shit gets spread around, and it's just it just seems I didn't even live in like on base. I never lived on base, but I do remember going on base for commissary and babysitting. Babysitting. I would go when I was like a toddler. I used to get babysat on base, and for some reason I do remember it, because I do remember my dad dropping me off, and like he would always drop me off with kids cuisine, and it was like the one with the brownie in it. Yeah, but there's a lot of military men on there that are spreading shit. It's very stressful. It's so stressful. It makes me kind of have anxiety, honestly, about continuing dating. Like I haven't been on a date since May, and the thought of like being on it, like going on another one with someone else, kind of gives me anxiety, because I'm just like, what if they have something? Like I hope they don't have anything, you know? Like it's a blessing and a curse to be on that app. Like I'm very thankful, but it's just like, this is so gross, especially when it's like comes to the dudes that are knowingly spreading shit, and they know that they have something and they're spreading it to other women, and then they're like, oh, you need to go, if you mess with this dude, you need to go get tested, it doesn't look good for me. Like that's what a lot of women say on that app, like you need to go get tested if you're fucking with this dude. There's also a lot of dudes that have DL allegations on there. Oh god, it's horrible. It's horrible, and I do kind of believe them. As bad as it sounds, but it's so freaking draining. Like I've already been single for almost 2 years, but that just like makes me want to be single even longer, you know? Like it stresses me out so much seeing that stuff, because I'm just like, how is this even legal? Like there was even a couple, bro, that I saw that rugs people, and they let people SA them, and I guess the authorities didn't do anything about it when people were trying to report them, and it was scary. And then they would watch, like people, like they would watch them get SA'd and not do anything. Like how freaking scary is that? And the fact that the authorities didn't do anything about it is crazy. It's insane. I'm constantly worried about that type of stuff. Every time I'm leaving the house, I'm like super duper paranoid of being harmed in any way, because people are just really weird, and some people just can't take no for an answer. Like there's people on that app that are like, you need to be careful with him because he doesn't take no for an answer. And I can tell that they actually are genuinely like looking out for other women, but the women that are coming on there just to be messy and just be like, oh, I'm gonna stir some shit up by posting who's being posted on there, DMing the dudes, it's causing so much like messiness and like all this malarkey, and it's just really stressful, because it's just like it's not deserved to the women that are getting abused by you and you're trying to harm them in some way, you know? But if you're just being on there just to be messy, like, oh, just don't fuck with him, he's weird, like I don't care about that type of stuff. That's like my newspaper sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my god. And there was one dude that almost looked similar to my ex, and I was like, who? But then I was like, 30, he's not 30, I'm older than him by 2 years. So, but also the women that freaking pay to get their freaking post boosted to get some tea out of them, they are freaking crazy for that. I think I'm gonna end the video here. I think I've mentioned everything that I possibly could. Do I think men making a app and retaliation is dumb? Yes. Because what was the point of that? What could you possibly, I mean, unless you're being abused by them, then I understand. But if you're just being like making the app and just posting women just to be messy and annoying, then you're just as bad as the women on there. Like, it's really annoying and it's very convoluting because there's so many people that just do that just to be messy. And I just feel like that's really what it's for. They got their egos hurt and that's why they posted that. So that's why we're here. But if you enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts on it. I would love to know your thoughts. I like reading your guys' comments. What else do I say? Check out my podcast, Be Open-Minded, and my socials. Everything is linked down below. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye, guys.